Hello and welcome to the Every Other Saturday podcast for a brand new episode this week where it's the same week at Rangers. It might be a new year in a couple of days, but it's the same Rangers. Build a wee bit of momentum. Things are looking up a wee bit. We completely just shit the bed against St Mirren on Boxing Day, and then I find ourselves having to fight back against Motherwell yesterday as well. So this has been the theme of the season. This has been the same episode we've made. I can't remember how many times we've made this season. Even for the first time we actually went on the channel this season to talk about what's happening, it's just been negative for that point, and it's not getting any better. It's just getting completely worse at Rangers by the game, by the breathing minute when you're hoping for somebody to grow a bit of balls and sack a guy that's just crushing the club at the moment. It's just a really sad state of affairs, but as always, we need to sit here and talk about it, which is great. So after this episode, I don't need to think about these two games again. It was a nice wee Christmas break though, apart from obviously the Rangers, which aye destroyed every single bit of happiness you've got. But aye, if you do enjoy the podcast, it's always good like, subscribe, and share. We'll obviously be going over our points. It's going to be a negative show, so aye, let us know what your thoughts are in the comments below. But we'll start briefly on the game that was on Boxing Day. I mean, going into this game, we were in decent enough form. We were looking up, obviously, in the table. We had finally got into the second position, looking to build some points on Aberdeen in third position. We're unable to do that. The same first half performance that we've seen, I can't remember, against every single team in the league, bar Ross County. I think Ross County is the only team we've actually played well against, home and away, this season. So every team, the same game, take your pick. We've been unable to do the basics in the first half of the game. Our setup's been completely wrong. The wrong players have been playing. We find ourselves behind, obviously, through a penalty, which is just see Butland in these two games. By the way, like you're actually looking down at Liam Kelly was getting chucked out Wonderbar last night, right enough. So I don't know if he's going to be the guy you put in. You're looking at fucking Mason Munn to come in and youth team goalie to play now. Butland's just what has happened to that guy? He's just absolutely
Yeah,
chronic now.
well, you can use the excuse that he's had a baby, so you can use that wee one. You know what I mean? Even though he
Surprised
didn't
he's no
actually,
dropped the fucking baby yet.
you know. But, I mean, this game here was just, as you say, same old first half. Really, it was pathetic. There was no need for Butland to come out and go a bit of UFC on a man, try and do a wee spear like Goldberg. There was no need for that at all, and then it just set us on the back foot, and then for the rest of the game it was an absolute slog. Manager makes the changes and what have you, but you're watching it and you've no hope. And that's really been the theme of the whole entire season is no hope whatsoever at watching this team play. And then obviously when the goal went in straight at the end, you thought, what the fuck's the point in life? What is the point in supporting this team here now? Because they're just, you kind of feel like they're doing it on purpose sometimes. You know what I mean?
How far can a human being take pain is what we have been subjected to pretty much. It's just honestly, see if you don't make a joke out of it, you'll actually just sit in your bed, be
I'll
greeting your eyes
be.
out because it's the standards have never been lower at this club. I mean, Clement comes out after we've lost 2-1 to St Mirren. Fair enough, he made the substitutions that changed the game. We got ourselves back into it. We were piling so much pressure onto St Mirren. We get the goal back. Immediately after we get the goal back, we completely change the way we play. Why not just keep that up and you win the game? It's so
But what
simple.
here's the thing, even before it. Why did they change it even before a ball was kicked? That's my, you know what I mean?
Nah,
Why did they
he
do
just doesn't really know, and it's going into what he was obviously speaking about yesterday. He's listening to outside interference, other than making his own decisions and his own judgments for the players that will win you a game. You look at yesterday, Hamza Agaman's on the bench. You've got Cyril Dessers starting for some reason when he's not wanted. Any chance of starting a game like ever recently? I mean, since obviously the Nice game where we played really well, he comes on, stinks up the gaff, misses misses a chance, basically an open goal, can pick where he wants to put it that night, puts it by the post. Since then, he's not featured really at all. He get booed on the pitch. At the Dundee game last weekend, he failed to take a penalty in a pressure moment. The support are done with Cyril Dessers. It's very clear to see that. Yesterday, he misses a a fantastic opportunity in the first couple of minutes to get us 1-0 up. And that's exactly why you don't play him. Like he's shocking. You look on the other side, Hamza Egaman comes on and he salvages something for the game. He actually shows you something to where you can, right, we've got a good player here that we can hopefully build some other good players around them. But I mean, the manager's decision making is just it's so poor. I mean, if you look at the team that he's obviously selected for the St Mirren game, obviously Hamza started, didn't have the greatest game. Hadji was obviously fighting out on the left hand side, didn't have a great game. Bayrami was invisible. Cherny, obviously, I don't think Cherny's ever really bad, to be honest. He always gives you something. Barron is just again devoid of confidence after being out the team now. Diomande was really poor. The backline was shameful. Obviously, after Robin Proper come on, he couldn't deal with anything. So it's just a
There's
shambles of a team in it.
there's only but 100% mate, but there's only the only person I'll give credit to really for that St Mirren game was Leon Balogun when I don't know if he put something or whatever.
And he still, I know,
He still won it. So he's about the only one. I mean, just I mean, there's nobody for me that's really I look at and I go amazing part for Hamza, but I mean Bajrami, that's another but 3-4 million down the toilet.
because he again, what their scouts look at, he's obviously a talented technical player, but he doesn't fit into Scottish football. To me, that's what it feels like. He doesn't fit into the
Listen,
ideas of the manager. So why have we signed him? Like, what's the scouts doing to be able to identify these players? It seemed like a panic buy at the time because we hadn't get anybody else in. We obviously tried to get him over the last couple of days in the deadline and stuff, and it was supposed to be a loan with an option to buy, but then we ended up just buying him. Like, I don't know, that seemed like a panic buy for me. And I've seen good things for Bayrami, don't get me wrong, but in this system, in this team, it's not working for him. And but you could say that about a lot of players. Like you look at Connor Barron now, just invisible. You look at like Dejon Sterling, just looks like a guy that's just thrown anywhere and just do your
he
job.
looks
It's just
he looks like he's dying to get out in January. That's what it looks like. You know what I mean? Many times he's put a performance and you leave and you're thinking that he was one of the better players and he's still on the bench constantly, obviously using that rotation kind of role. But I wouldn't be shocked if he's one that's trying to get a move in January.
honestly wouldn't be shocked if anybody tries to leave Rangers, to be honest with you. We're a club in absolute free fall, and I mean, losing that game in Boxing Day just set us obviously further behind in the table. It set us to new lows, really. Obviously, this discussion kind of cooled off for a wee bit. Clement was actually starting to maybe show you something. But as soon as these games come up, as soon as the nitty gritty comes up, the games every 3 days away in the league, these players in this club can't handle it.
When the pressure's on, they can't. It's when they can't handle it. As I say, it's all right to turn up in the big games, but when it's real pressure, there's a real chance to maybe try and get some points back and maybe try and put a wee bit of pressure on Celtic. Can't handle it at all. They cannot handle it at all. They go hiding.
No. No, and as I say, see if you just kept with the same attitude after Danilo equalising this game, 9 times out of 10 you win the game. We've got players that we should be beating St Mirren pretty comfortably at their own ground as well. But St Mirren were able to stay in the game and they were able to get a bit of hope because we just can't kill teams off. And the whole away from home form is shocking. Like, see the performances that we're putting up away from home. I've never ever seen it as bad. We would dispatch teams pretty easily when we were worse than this. And it just, again, you just keep playing in your mind, like, how bad actually are we now in every department? I mean, I'm thinking to teams in 2017, 2018 that would beat us. A team with Josh Windass in it is better than a team with Nadine Bayrami in it. Like, come on. Like, what are we doing here? We've just regressed so like far away from where it didn't even seem possible to get back to that point. And these players obviously need to take the criticism, they need to take the flack as well. But the manager is just, he gives you no hope, he gives you nothing. And the fact that he's still here as of Monday is an absolute embarrassment to everybody that supports the club and everybody that was at these two games on Boxing Day when they could have been doing else, like, better things with their family, chilling out, better things on a Sunday than being in Motherwell. Like, it's to these fans that are paying the money and stuff, it's just a joke. And obviously, I don't know if you watched to the end of the game yesterday, but the fans actually tried to go over and applaud the support, and the support were just telling them to fuck off. So,
I think,
I mean,
yeah,
that's where you're at now.
that's what it is now, mate. And you just think of Thursday, and if we do absolutely get battered, wouldn't be shocked to see some fans on the park or what have you. I really wouldn't. I mean, I'm honestly, I didn't watch the game at all. I had better things to do with my Sunday, man.
And I don't blame you.
I'm not putting myself, as I say, through that torture. Why is as I've been saying to you, mate? Why should we care? Like, because nobody else at the club gives a fuck. You know what I mean? Nobody else at the club cares, and it's always the support that are, as I say, they're home and away, and aye, it's just.
When you think about it, see when the support starts tailing off, see when you start to get games where there's away tickets available and stuff like that, like then you
No,
know something's wrong.
look at the whole, obviously, I don't know if you've seen it as well. They're trying to shift off tickets for Thursday as well, or a chance to win Old Firm tickets and all. Nobody wants them, mate. Nobody wants to come and watch because, you know what I mean? We already know what's going to happen. And as you say, it's shit. I mean, the guy should have been sacked at half time, for me personally. He should have been.
It is that bad. It's to where you would even question it. Like yesterday's performance was for the first half. We saw Clement come out after the St Mirren game. The first half wasn't acceptable. The reaction in the second half was good, which it was. He's not lying about that. Like that's not something he's lying and gaslighting the fans about like he usually does about everyone. We were better in the second half. We probably should have won the game, but we still didn't. Right, so there your points devoid of anything. You came into this game. The first half is worse. It's actually worse than how bad St Mirren was. We find ourselves 2-0 down to Motherwell. I mean, the first goal is the exact same goal as Kelly away, pretty much. When they beat us 1-0, they scored in the last minute. It's a ball just to nowhere, up to the striker. The two defenders can't deal with it. Obviously, there's a bit of talk about a handball and stuff like that. By the laws of the game, it was a goal. It was fine, and he just slots it under Jack Butland with no real force at all. Like he didn't really have to do much to fashion that goal for himself. We find ourselves 1-0 down. Butland again poor, proper weak, and Dujon Sterling really weak in the central defence. After that, just it honestly felt like I can't even say on camera what it felt like I was watching, but it was just it was dire. Like just even the drive to get back into the game is non-existent, and we find ourselves 2-0 down. Obviously, can't say the boy's name correctly. Massan Wise for Motherwell done really well. Great goal. Dujon Sterling couldn't deal with the ball at source, and it's a great finish and great individual brilliance for Motherwell striker. But you're 2-0 down to Motherwell. Again, they piled on some corners towards the end of the half where I'm like, we're going to go in 3-0 down here. And I mean, 3-0 down's obviously a sorry situation, but 2-0 down to Motherwell at home after coming off the back of a defeat to St Mirren as Rangers is just, it's so unacceptable. And obviously, the changes were made that everybody knew that were going to be changed. Why is Kieran Dowell playing football for us? Why is Cyril Dessers even getting another opportunity? Cyril Dessers should be training with the under 17s, learning what it actually is to be a
I even.
footballer again. After
I
that, no
mean,
taking a penalty, we're done with this guy.
he should be training on his own, mate. He shouldn't even be with the 17-year-olds. He should be on his own. He should, honestly. I just, as soon as I seen that, first thing that hit in my head was Chris Benoit's music. I'm not going to lie to you. It was, I couldn't believe Kieran Dowell, really? What we doing there? And listen, this whole, we'll probably get into it now, but these whole like, sports scientists and all this stuff, it's a myth. It's an absolute myth. Well, let's not be doing that. You know what I mean? These are professional footballers. You don't need to manage that. The boy comes on and he gets 2 goals. You don't need to be doing this whole manage minutes. Oh, Czerny can't play. He needs to rest because his ankle. None of that. Save that for the Premier League. That's soft. Save that for there. None of that up here, please. Thank you very much. The team that's winning, your best players, start the game. That's the way it is. I mean, you're seeing Chris Boyd obviously reminding people about Davy Weir and how many games he played for the club at the age he was.
That's exactly what I would have brung up. Davy Weir was like 40 odd when he was playing with us. Played every game, but like it doesn't matter. See if you've. Oh,
That
I think it's just mentality of the players again. To the end of the day,
it
they're
shows you how soft. To me, it shows you how soft the footballers are nowadays. They are soft, mate. That guy was however old and he played every game. Anytime you'd watch Rangers, Davy Weir was there.
well. And then if you even look deeper into that, Rabbi Matondo, we've not seen him since we were at AEW in London. Right, that was the last time he played, pretty much in August. He's magically back a week before the January transfer window opens, before an Old Firm game. I mean, his performance again was just amateur, to say the least. But he's back after what he had a hamstring injury, 17 weeks out or something. Magically just back and available. And to me, that's not. There's no way he's been out for that long with that injury, right? To me, that's again something that is deep rooted in these players. It's the mentality to them actually want to play for Rangers. Rabbi Matondo can't handle it. Like he can't handle what this is up here. And magically he's back just before the window opens so he can get himself in the shop window to get a move. We can all see it. The guy's a wage thief, like Kieran Dowell, an absolute wage thief. I mean, when you look at going back to that cup final, Kieran Dowell came on in extra time and looked like if he was playing 100 minutes already. Like, and we're rewarding that with a start. We're rewarding him to start the game at right wing again, when Ross McCausland for some reason has just been bombed out, like what's happened to him? I would much rather just play him than I would Kieran Dowell at right wing. Again, really stupid decision making for the manager, bringing him on the cup final and starting him at right wing when you've got a perfectly good right winger there that will actually give you something because he fucking cares about the club. And I'm not saying Ross McCausland is the guy that's going to save the world or whatever, but he's at least
No,
a
no,
better
but
option there, you know.
100% get what you mean. You know what I mean? He actually knows, grew up supporting the club. He knows what it means to play for us. So he would rather see that, and as you say, a wage thief like Kieran Dowell. As I say, they just need to. I'm not going to waste my breath on Naby Matondo, really, man. I've never backed that signing whatsoever. And I mean, I don't know why was he out for that. That sure,
Like,
that
I
is.
mean, Tom Lawrence, another one. Where's he been? Obviously, we've not heard about him. Again, he'll be back probably in the squad for the game on Thursday to get on Sky, to get his agents looking at the game. You know what I mean?
Especially when there's no other any like football what UK wise on like telly. There's no Premier League games or that on the Thursday,
No,
is there?
I'm not sure actually. Aye.
So you know that if he's going to be watching it. Listen, I think there's a conversation to be had, as I say, about the keeper as well. I think the keeper's all right. I think he's decent, but you're on about Liam Kelly getting out, getting steaming. I'd rather start Liam Kelly steaming than that than I would.
Aye. No, Butland looks like as
I
if
would
he's been
honestly,
steaming.
I for me, go get. I'd take Alan. Honestly, a retired Alan McGregor's for me right now is. I think he would have saved at
Aye.
least penalties. I don't know what's going on with Jack Butland really. Personally, for me, I'm a bit worried there with that. But proper, as I say, that's a waste of space. I just one of the worst things we've
Proper
made.
is
You
probably
say,
pound for pound the worst centre half I've seen play for Rangers. I'm not even kidding on. That's not an exaggeration. That's not
you
reactionary.
say,
I've never seen somebody as bad.
you say it all the time, but as well, like you know what? Go and recall Ben Davies. You'd rather have Ben Davies in the team than you would Robin Proper. I genuinely think for me, Sterling's lost all interest. I think he feels like maybe the way we all felt as well. Should have been starting at right back. He should have had that place down. He was playing well, and what have you. But then obviously the captain, who I'm not going to waste my breath on, a shocking interview. He's been here for about 10 years now, and that's still the same interview you're putting out. I mean, I don't want to waste my breath on him, but I mean, saying him he's a Yilmaz, potentially getting him back to Turkey. Let's do it. Let's just get shot of most of these players because the jersey is too heavy for them to play. They don't want to be here. They all go hiding anytime there's a big game chance to put pressure on Celtic. They go hiding. Anytime we really play Celtic, they go hiding. So for me, get shot of the lot of them, man.
Nah, no, no. So you can count on one hand really the players that
I mean,
you
yeah,
like at the
absolutely.
club.
You can obviously Hamza, you can count on I think Raskin as well. He's been fantastic. He's done really well to get himself back in the team when you looked at like he wasn't even getting a look in. You were thinking to yourself, what's happening with Nico Raskin? He comes into the team, he does ever so well. Hadji, obviously, for the way he's had conducted himself and he's handled himself, he's played all right. Danilo as well, done well, but Diomande as well. But I mean, the rest
I
of
mean,
them.
you could genuinely just look at the rest of that team out with Diomande, Raskin, Danilo. Obviously, Oscar Cortez, that was somebody I wanted to touch on briefly. I did feel sorry for him because I'm like, right, so every other player that comes into the fold back for injury, they need time to get up to speed. They need 10 minutes here and there. He's been on the bench last couple of games, not got on the gate, not got on, and you're immediately starting him at one of the most physical away grounds in Motherwell and expecting him to
But
like,
that was.
come on, what's the thinking behind that? He's just contradicting himself with starting him.
As I say, at the time, I thought he should have been brought. I can't remember the game that before the cup final, but I thought he should have been brought on then.
I think it
And
was the Spurs game.
Spurs game. That's what it was. I thought he should have been brought on then. Give him a couple of minutes. What have you working way back in? There's
It
the
only
10.
has to be 5 minutes towards the end of the game just to build up that match fitness again. That's literally it.
I mean, I know everyone's questioning obviously the 4 million for him and what have you, but I don't know. I think another manager maybe getting a get a decent tune out of him.
We've never really been able to see how good he is going to be. Like that's he's been
That's
injured. He's had good moments. He's had flashes. I don't think we can actually have an opinion on Oscar Cortez yet. I think we can only kind of just. He's probably lucky because we can gather around him and be like, right. Hopefully, we see the best of you. We'll give you some time. But I mean, the rest of the squad are no good, and obviously, you see the changes are made as we say. Dow and Dessers off, Hamza and who was it that came on? I can't even remember off the top of my head. But aye, the changes were made. We get back into the game. Obviously, Egerman, we a double. His second one's a really good goal. But for then, there was no real appetite to push on and win the game, which to me is really concerning again. Like, we completely just removed all of the approach to get us back into the game. And then obviously just try and hope for the best to get a winner, and it was never coming. There was 10 minutes added on never in the game into the 100 odd minute, and we still couldn't muster up any decent chances after that. In Motherwell, there's a big talking point. They have a perfectly good goal, in my opinion, disallowed at 3-1 to go 3-1 up. Good corner in, right on top of Jack Butland, something that we can never do. Tony Watt, obviously, he's got his hand on Jack Butland. It's deemed a foul. The referee blows his whistle. I feel like Butland just makes an arse of it, personally. He punches it in his own net. It's a really just poor bit of defending again and goalkeeping for Jack Butland. I don't really feel there's anything wrong with that goal. I feel like that goal should have stood and that should have been 3-1 to Motherwell.
Well, mate, I'll be honest with you. As I say, I couldn't tell you, mate. I don't care enough to go and watch it back, mate. As I say, but listen, I don't know what's going on with that keeper at all, really. I mean, I'm not having an excuse about having a baby and all that kind of stuff. Do you know what I mean? As I say, for what it seems like, Motherwell absolutely should have been 3-1 up, mate. But I'm no, as I say, I wasn't wasting my
No, they,
time.
they,
And
they definitely should have been. I feel like it's obviously you could split it each way, but to me, I think Butland's just looking for the foul rather than because he knows he's fucked up at that point. But we couldn't get the victory again. Party me, and I'm not probably the only one that's alone in this. Didn't even want us to win that game because we knew it would just save Clement another game, another. Oh, you've won the game. The ego boost gets even bigger, and that's how you're feeling as a Rangers fan. You're wanting us to. Just wanting the manager out that bad that you're wanting this to happen to the team. It's a horrible way of thinking, and obviously, he comes out after the game and he's just biting at the press again for no reason. It's his claims that he's come out and made, saying, "Oh, if I played the players and they get injured, would you be happy with the end?" And all that. Like, mate, just shut up and leave. Like, it sickens me that he's in there preparing this squad to play Celtic. Like, he's still the guy that's there doing that. Alex Ray, a guy that's failed everywhere, sits on the bench doing nothing. He's a fucking big dunderhead trying to actually figure out if he can actually muster up anything for a tactical formula to make Rangers play. The fact that he's there is another embarrassment. It's just a mess. Everywhere's a mess, and we could go on about it forever. And this is life under Clement. 14 points behind Celtic now, before even the second derby in the league season. In the first derby, what was it, 3-0 to Celtic or something? Didn't lay a glove on them even at that point. Don't know how the team plays, correct. What do we actually do apart from try and cross balls into the box? And aye, that's about it. Sports science dictates how we play. Yep, aye, Clement's listening to his scientists more than he does his own brain because he probably couldn't pick the right team anyway, but there's that. And you look at, I think Ross County are the only team that scored less goals than us away from home.
that's shocking.
Um, this is Rangers now. This is what's deemed acceptable by the board. There's how many? This could have been the third video that we've titled in the last couple of months saying Philippe Clement, please leave Rangers. We're basically making this same video again with a different title. It's like how
Groundhog
many
Day.
times have they had to make the decision and we're still here and we're still not getting any better?
That's for me. That's the judgment out on Patrick Stewart. If he's not pulled the trigger after that, he's probably no ever going to pull the trigger really. I expect. I don't even know, mate. I really don't know what to say. I mean, that's disgusting. That to me is absolutely disgusting. I seen another thing as well. What was it? Aberdeen or something? Haven't they won since like November or whatever? And now they're like kind of back
Yeah,
there. I mean,
we're only
I
two
don't know.
points ahead of them. We've not won a
I
game in
I
over a
mean,
month.
I just. I don't know what to say, man. Is I feel anytime we go to talk, I just feel like that Mimi Homelander when he's just watching the screen, and it's just
It
it's
is just total numbness now when you watch Rangers. You don't celebrate when we
no,
score. You don't
as
like.
you said, but if you don't laugh, if you don't try and find some humor in it, you will genuinely be so like you'll be so depressed. It's unbelievable. And I mean, you already are, but I mean, it just shows you, as we've said, all think we knew this was going to happen. First pod, I mean, you go listen to us for the start of the season all the way to now. We knew this was going to happen. And obviously the board will tell you they didn't expect this or what have you. But it's clear that they don't care. They just want your obviously your dollar signs. They're happy to settle for this. I'm no, the Rangers support aren't. We want to be the best in the league. We want to compete and win league titles and win cups like we should be. But the board, as I say, they don't care. They just want that big dollop of cash.
That's the problem. It's just so money fueled, and even like, if they come out with the argument we can't sack Clement because of funds and all that, again that comes down to money and stuff. Where's that money going? We've
And
not got
therefore,
money to sack a manager, buy players, actually
but you would
improve
sit.
what we pay for.
That's the whole thing, but you would honestly see if there is maybe a wee bit of a budget there for January, scrap it, sack him. I'm personally for me as like so you're looking to get rid of Dessers or Defos. That's for me. He has to go down.
Dessers wee stats will fetch a couple of million at least.
I'm honestly, if they'll go for it, I'd try and get some Premier League team would take Jack Butland. I'd try and get Shotty Butland for me personally. I'd get Proper. He's more likely to go
No,
back.
he can go, man.
But for me,
There's
you would, there's
there's definitely there's obviously assets within the team. You've got Diomande, you've got Raskin, you've got Hamza, you've got players in there that are assets towards the club and building his funds as time goes on. Yefty, obviously can't forget that he's been really good this season as well. But there's just so much duds in there. Like you're looking at Tom Lawrence, his contract runs out at the end of the season. You'd be looking to get rid of him. You'd be looking to, as much as it obviously we like Yanis Adji, if money comes in for him, you're looking to offload him as
absolutely.
well. I don't think anybody's position is really safe at Rangers. To be honest with you, I think anybody, if an offer comes in, that it'll be considered. Hopefully, so. Aye, there's
Well, I mean,
obviously that big thing as well.
we're obviously talking about these kind of players, but then obviously Rangers are trying to get rid of. I seen what was it, Robbie Fraser away to Portsmouth or something.
I mean, like, what's the point of the academy if the young guy's not even getting an opportunity? Like, surely the sensible thing there to be would sell Yilmaz, promote Robbie Fraser, and actually try and get the best out of him. But for some reason, we just like selling our young players for fuck all, basically. Obviously, I don't know if there's any truth in that, but I would be really annoyed if we did sell Fraser because he's been decent whenever he's got a chance, and to let him go for peanuts would be stupid. But we then have to go into an old firm game. I mean, look, you look at the next two games coming up. Hibs away, who have had a upturn in form. They've beat Hearts. They've been good. Celtic, who are unbeatable. Let's be honest, nobody is beating them in the domestic leagues cups this season. Nobody's beating them. And we've got the task to beat them at Ibrox when we're in this state, when the fans feel this way, when the players are playing like that, and the management team remains as it is. It's just, to me, I feel like this is going to be the most toxic, the most boring atmosphere at Ibrox for an Old Firm game ever. And it has to be. The board need to know exactly how the fans feel. I don't want, oh, we're playing Celtic, so we need to get up for it and singing and let's see when you remember the root cause of why we're at this way. Like the board, their decision making, what they've produced as a Rangers team to be deemed acceptable. Like, it's not good enough. And aye, as I say, I think it'll be toxic. I think Celtic will run over the top of us. And then I think we're just prolonging that sacking until after this game. It's going to happen this week at some point, so why not just do it now? But obviously that would then give the players we didn't have a coach and stuff, so that's why we could throw in the towel. I understand that argument by it, but this is going to be, to
I
me,
mean,
I can only see it going one way.
no, I only see going. But listen, if they get that early goal, it's 100% going to be. I don't even want to imagine what it's going to be like, but I definitely, honestly, if they get the first goal, definitely. I don't understand why he's still here. Really, I really don't. I don't know why they're accepting this, but I'm, it's going to be three or four. Do you know what I mean? It's one of them, and I have no confidence
You're
whatsoever.
honestly getting to the point where you're going to need to get on the phone to Tony Khan and be like that. Oh,
Aye, aye.
how do you just give away tickets to fans to come and make noise and that? Like, that's what it's going to be at Ibrox. You need to do that because the only people actually making their voice heard is the Union Bears, and I'd like to see their voice maybe more directed towards what we're watching. How can you sit there and cheer what's on this pitch? Like to me, I think that's obviously another discussion to have. But they've got a voice. They were very vocal about the board when they got a fine and stuff for what they done in Europe. Why not be more vocal about the manager and how everybody feels about that? Like to me, that would be the bigger kind of root of the cause. But there has to be a team that plays this game. Obviously, we're lacking in that defensive region at the moment. I'd honestly play Leon King over Proper, but you know he's obviously going to stick with him. Dujon Sterling's not been great at centre half either. You're kind of waiting to see what's happening with John Souttar, how long he's going to be out. He might make this game. Who knows?
I wouldn't see if I'm Sutter. I'm no rushing to come back.
No,
I'm
no,
not.
I wouldn't either.
Well, thank you very much. I honestly going a team that's probably the best. Feel like you could pick. Maybe I'd play Leon King as well. Where is that boy that we signed for AC Milan in the free? You know what I mean? Where is he at?
Something really annoying about that signing for me. They made out as if that signing was a first team signing. Oh, we've signed this guy in a free contract for AC Milan, but he was actually a B team player. And he's going to be in the B team all season, and he's probably never going to get a chance in the first team, and he'll fuck off and go somewhere else without even playing a game for Rangers. Like, I go and promote that guy, give him a chance. Because
As I say, mate,
we're honestly we're no far off. Like looking down at the B team, the defensive region, to be
I'd
honest.
rather I'd rather watch the B team. But I couldn't really give a fuck who plays this game really, to be honest with you.
No.
That's where I'm. You know what I mean? I really couldn't care less. I know what these players are. I know what it's going to be like, and as you say, we're just prolonging what should already have been done.
And
Uh,
realistically, a win does nothing here.
nah, it
As
doesn't.
much as you want to beat Celtic, what does a win accomplish for us here? Being 11 points behind instead of if they win 17 points behind
Well,
them.
he'd probably come out with the Arteta thing in it, the trust the process kind of part. Oh, but it's. I can't go with a guy, and
No.
you know what I
As
mean. I
far as I'm
just
concerned, if nothing happens tonight, Clement's last ever interview as Rangers manager will be after this game because there is no way that in my heart at the moment, there is no way we're beating Celtic. There's no way we lay a glove on Celtic, even at home, which is just sickening to even
well,
say.
yeah, I mean, it's heartbreaking to say, mate. But even what you said to us the other night there, like Celtic could probably play their second team in the league and still probably absolutely rattle it. Do you know what I mean? Like that shows you how far behind we are. Do you know what I mean? Like it's just the
No,
state of
no.
where it is, and shambolic it ever got to that state. But I mean, I just don't care, mate. I'm not even going to make an attempt to
It's,
try.
it's, it is just it's one of the games. It's a dead rubber old
Yeah,
firm game
I've played,
in January.
it's one. Do you know what it is? It's one of them where the real the real fans, as I say, will be at the game, and then as soon as we concede and all that, and we're playing Hingme, it's the ones where they try and bring people up for like, you know what I mean, for Premier League land. Oh, come on up and watch our game, and how it's one of them where they try and sell the tickets to the lot. I mean, I seen a tweet you might talk about how Hingme football is like. James Madison or something, he was at the darts or something. Spurs fans were like giving him Hingme, obviously, because they've been playing Hingme, and he's like telling them to like shut up and all that kind of stuff. There'll be Cantwell was with Hingme, and you're just like,
Yeah.
I hate players like that. Do you know what I mean? Understand the only reason you're doing what you're doing. Do you know what I mean? Because of people in the stands. But I don't know. As I say, couldn't be asked about this game on Thursday. Really,
No. It's
you
literally
might.
just it's a distraction at the moment. It's every game's a distraction. Every game's taking away for the actual root cause of what Rangers are failing for at the moment, and the management has to be changed, and it has to be changed ASAP. Celtic, obviously, around the corner. You're kind of if you are to get in out the game, you're looking for a kind of you're looking for the performances that you've had over the past couple of months. You're looking for a Hamza Gaman to maybe step up, but I don't know. I just don't have any belief
Not
or
any.
anything in me to care about it. And that's what Rangers have kind of resorted us to this season. So, aye, a dead rubber old firm game in January, then on to Hibs away, which will probably another defeat. No doubt Clement will even probably still be in charge after that, just
Oh.
unsackable object that he is. But aye,
Listen,
I'm not happy. The majority of the fans aren't happy, and things have to change.
uh, I mean, that's an obvious, mate. They should have. Changed long beforehand, but I say they shot themselves in the foot when they gave him that new deal. They thought,
Aye,
we'll waste money like that. They love it's like is Heath Ledger's Joker on the Rangers board because it feels like they're like just burning money. They're like just wasting money. That's what it feels like. Do you know what I mean?
seems like it.
We actually get some money. We actually, do you know what? By the way, fuck investing in the club and making decent signings and not, man. We'll just fucking here, Lawrence. Do you want a new 5 year deal, mate? Well, you're that if you want it. Do you know what I mean? That's what it feels like.
No, no, no. It's just a disaster season, and it's just getting worse. So, aye, let us know your thoughts in the comments about Rangers and heading into the Old Firm game, and we'll be back next week. Again, next week might even be a good opportunity to do the keep
Well,
or sell list for
it's
January. So I probably do that for next Monday. Obviously, we'll talk about the Old Firm game and stuff before we do that. But aye, until then.